to reach new heights alone. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot.
All right, St. Ricketts. It's a brand new year. And let it play out. With fire cannot burn. Oh yeah, www.saintricketts.com with Fire Cannot Burn. It is the theme song as we are live for another Tuesday night episode of The O Show. Turn the volume down back here on laptops. We got all kind of stuff working here, all kind of great equipment. And we're back for another year. 2003 in the house is The O Show. We are live. I am Jeff the Shark Perini, your host for tonight's festivities. Our co-host, Joel Tatey, will be along shortly. Again, a little bit of late night work duty. Joel will be with us shortly. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, St. Ricketts with Fire Cannot Burn, www.saintricketts.com. So a great end of 2022. A lot of fun, great people, some great times. Thank you to the people who were able to spend it with me and have a great time. We certainly had a great time at Dagwood's Bar, some of the best food in Philly. We had a great dinner. We had a great time. We had some great friends hanging out. And now we're ready for a new year. Not Shoes in the house. All the way from South America. My main man. Not Shoes. And you know, when he says it's like 11 o'clock at night there, so he stays up late. Make sure he can get a little bit of dose of Tuesday night and the O Show. The static is ridiculous tonight in my headset. No idea why. See if I can maybe switch the ports and see if that's any better. Probably not. Actually sounds worse. Anyway, so it's time for some upgrade of equipment. But anyway, we are live. It is Tuesday night. Like I said, Joel Tatey will be with us shortly. A massive thanks to our guest last week, fitness expert, the gorgeous Miss Linda Steele. She was absolutely amazing. Came on here, gave us some health tips, some ideas, had to shed some holiday pounds, was looking sexy, and is just killing it right now with views over on YouTube, which we love. Tonight is our first go-around, I think, on Twitter. I believe it made it to Twitter. We'll find out. But, of course, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all them great places to check out the O Show. We hope you will. We've got a lot of great stuff to announce coming up. We got a great guest tonight, too. It's PA night. As you see, I got my Penn State hat on after their huge win last night. We, of course, are from right outside of Philly, Langhorne, Pennsylvania. And tonight, our superstar special guest from a couple hours up the road in Pittsburgh, PA, is a Red Hot band with some great stuff and some great music. It is Victoria Fire, ladies and gentlemen. They will be here around 8:30. Caitlin, Andy, Corey, Dean. I hear from Caitlin we're getting the whole band. Is that true? Well, either way. The beautiful Miss Caitlin Washko and the band Victoria Fire is our scheduled guest at 8:30 tonight. Looking very much forward to that. Eagles fans, another tough week last week. Lost to the Giants. Lost to the Saints. Excuse me, we got the Giants this week. Lost to the Saints. Didn't look very good. Jalen Hurts supposed to come back. And hopefully we can certainly get back on track, lock up the conference, get ready for the playoffs. Of course, as you know, I was going to wait for Jewel to get here, but you really can't start the program without the news, and it's tough. It has been all over the news today, all over the news last night, and anybody who is a football fan that watched last night, of course, saw one of the scariest things I've ever seen in the history of an NFL game. Bills player Damar Hamlin, of course, going into cardiac arrest during the game, collapsing on the field after a collision with Tyler Boyd. It has been declared cardiac arrest. CPR was performed on the field. Ambulance came and took him away. Players crying and praying, and just a horrendous scene. One of the scariest scenes I've ever seen in all of sports. I remember many years back on a Monday night, a running back by the name of Kerry King, I believe it was, Kerry King, for the then Oakland Raiders, took like a head-on-head collision. He went down the heap. Last night you seen the hit, and then Hamlin tried to get up, went backwards, fell, and then immediate panic took place. A massive, just a massive hats off to the training staff, medical staff, any player that jumped in to perform CPR. University of Cincinnati Hospital, the teammates, the coaches who eventually got together and said, look, this isn't happening. The players said it's not happening. A lot of people blame the league. A lot of people blame referees on the decision. And it was down to the players and coaches. They already said it's not happening. No way, we're not doing it tonight. And of course, the league found that proper as well, and Commissioner Goodell called the game, and there was a statement, and there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of heat, a lot of controversy, a lot of people who think they know all the answers, and I'm telling you what, nobody knows all the answers. This is a tragic event. His family was there. His mother went with him to the hospital. Teammates went to the hospital, guys like Stephon Diggs. Coach Zach Taylor, the Cincinnati Bengals, made his way to the hospital, and people are attacking it, attacking Goodell, attacking coaches, players, etc. While it's tragic, while it's heinous, and the game is definitely a backseat, nobody's worried about the game at this time. You have to realize that there is a protocol to get in motion to stop this game. It was going to eventually happen. There are people that say crazy things like the show must go on. And remember when Owen Hart died in WWE, the show must go on? No, that's not really how this works. Owen Hart's death, also extremely tragic, but I guess how WWE chose to handle that still to this day is looked down on. It was looked down on by the Hart family, and not a very proud thing they did to carry on. There was no way last night that anybody would have been okay with a football game carrying on. I know it was a great matchup going in. Cincinnati's terrific. Buffalo's terrific. Two great teams. The game started out great, but when something like this happens, when you watch a man drop pretty much flat with his life on the line, everything else takes a back seat. Now, you know me, we talk sports all the time here. I love sports. I get into it. But last night, sports is second. Damar Hamlin, his family, his teammates, his friends, everybody kind of takes center stage. They said the crowd was amazing. People embracing each other, holding hands, just a lot of love, a lot of prayers. At this time, I'd love to welcome my co-host. She is the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister, the absolutely beautiful Miss Jewel Tatey, because I'd like to get Jewel's take on this as well. Jewel, we're obviously talking about Damar Hamlin. Good evening, by the way. We're talking about that horrible case that happened last night, of course, on Monday Night Football. And I got into it. I wanted to wait for you, and I figured I'd go on with my 2 cents before you came in. And even like guys like Skip Bayless, who are sports commentators on a show who's kind of known for cutting edge, and he said last night, well, what's going to go on the game? It's such a big game, we got to figure it out. And then a few minutes later came back and apologized on Twitter 1,000 times, and he said it was the wrong judgment and the wrong time. Of course, we're worried about the health of this man first. As a sportscaster, it's just a question about the game, and people are ripping him and roasting him. Give us your 2 cents, man, from every angle, from announcers to fans to people to life. Tell us a little something about the feeling of last night.
No, it's just insane. Hello, number one. Good to be here. But, I had on the game and I turned it off. It must have been right before it happened. It's hard for me to watch sports in general just for this reason. Injuries scare the crap out of me. I've been injured, playing high school. Even in middle school, I was injured, like really bad. And it's just the worst feeling when you love something so much, you give your everything, and then you get hurt. But to get hurt this way in this magnitude, and this young man to just drop like this. It was just, it's tragic. It's like it's insanity. And for anyone to say, I know Skip was getting reamed out for the comments he made, because it was just your life comes first, lives come first, and you just have to always think like that. Like that game is an afterthought. So
Right.
it's just horrific. I know we got an update from the family saying that he had a breathing tube and he's hanging in, but it's horrible all the way around.
Absolutely. And for somebody who suffered a cardiac arrest type issue myself a couple months ago, you now realize the magnitude of it. You really do think you're at the end. It's frightening. He got immediate CPR attention, thank God, an ambulance. Players jumped in and tried to resuscitate. His life, hopefully, will go back to normal. I don't see him playing football again, even though it's called a fluke accident, a 1 in a million, etc., etc. That is something very hard to recover from. I don't care who you are, how great an athlete you are. Maybe he might. I don't really know. The statement, Jules sent me a statement that she found from CBS News, and I'll read the story real quick if you don't mind. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest and received life-saving CPR right on the field during Monday Night Football. It was a sight most of us will never likely forget. Agreed. There's a limited official information, but doctors have a pretty good idea of what caused the cardiac arrest based on what happened on the field. According to Dr. William Gray, this is more than a 1 in a million possibility. Dr. Gray, of course, of Mainline Health. It's that rare. Gray said it appeared to be a freak accident that caused Hamlin to suffer a cardiac arrest after being hit in the chest. And a phrase I've heard a lot of people use, and my wife kind of agreed, being in the medical field, appears to be a form of, probably saying wrong, commotio cordis, which more or less is a strike or a collision at just the right timing, at just the right spot on her chest, that can disrupt the electrical system of the heart in such a way the regular heart rhythm collapses. Kind of becomes an irregular heartbeat, Jewel, and the point of kind of like the flatlining, the point of it is where you get the no beats, and then it kind of stops there, and then obviously will cause this kind of condition. A lot of people said a lot of different things, stroke, blood clots, the whole 9 yards. Everybody had an opinion. This is a doctor's opinion. Obviously, they have been overseeing this. So, again, 1 in a million. People rip the NFL. I get it. The NFL is dangerous. Any way you shape it, this incident is football and collision related. So you can't say, man, it's a fluke. It's still a collision sport where the guys get bigger and faster every year. The equipment can only get but so good. They try to revamp the helmets, try to revamp the pads. What do you think, in your opinion, as you say you don't watch sports as often, in your opinion, what could possibly be next for football?
I really don't know. I was watching Sports Center today, and this former player, I'm not sure who he was, but he was saying that his parents called him right after bawling. Like, this is what I was afraid of with you, going on the field, risking your life. Like, and he's like, yeah, I knew, I might get hurt, but, like, lose my life over getting hit. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought he, like, rolled on his neck. And I was like, oh, my God. But then he got up. I'm like, oh, man. It's just, it's insane. And being a contact sport, I mean, I've been in some rough basketball games and people just slam into each other,
Yeah.
like any freak accident like that. What you could slam your heads together. Like, it's just, it happens in sports more often than not. So it's just, what rules need to be implemented? I don't know. Like they brought it back with the hits and everything. Like,
Yeah.
what else can be done? I don't know.
They have the rules, but there's only, I guess, so far you can go because, I mean, the equipment, like I said, the speed of the players and the equipment and the contact, there's really no way to cut it out altogether unless you play flag football, which, of course, sounds silly to many.
But I think. Oh, sorry.
To me, it almost looked like he got something in the throat, but he didn't. And so when you hear it, of course, people start going on about, and I don't even want to mention it on the show, but people start talking about the vaccine and the effects on the heart. And the rumors and the ideas go wild, and I cut it there. I don't get involved. I don't know enough about anything on earth. As much as I watch football, I don't even know enough about this impact and what's going to happen to this young
Right.
man. I just pray he's okay. Even people, oh, my fantasy football league is stopped. Now what? Now what? Now your fantasy football league is over, and guess what? Let's worry about this kid living. And it brought a lot of people together last night. Very tough to see. The Bills, Bengals are two teams that will go on in the playoffs, so we can only hope for safety. We hope the Bills players come together and get it together for DeMar, and DeMar comes back and is healthy. It's really all we're looking at.
And that's crazy just for like the future of football and everything. My sisters played D1 lacrosse, and they were both goalies. My sister played for St. Joe's, and my dad rigged this. He got her more pads because you got this ball. The
Yeah.
inside is metal. It's flung at you 90 miles an hour. Like, she was getting hit. Her bruises were like that big. Like, it was insane. So he got my brother's old like hockey pads and rigged this thing. And the ref comes over like, oh, whoa, whoa. Like, she can't wear this. My dad's like, why not? And he pretty much like, he did. And they allowed it. And it's just to protect yourself. Maybe there is more things that can be done, little tweaks here and there. Like, it just has to be it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had.
Agreed, and I believe it will. And the head of the Player Association, Troy Vincent, spoke out. And of course, Commissioner Goodell and loads of sports people. Ryan Clark, of course, who works for ESPN. Anthony McFarland, who does the studio booth during the games, and guys who have played. A lot to say about it. And there's a lot to be said and a lot that needs to be done in the future. We can only hope the best for DeMar Hamlin. It was just a bad day, Joe. I want to get to the music and the top five and all that, but of course we've got to say some sad news. A lot of sad news. Of course, first, rally car driver Ken Block killed in a snowmobile crash. I mean, horrible. Just something so dangerous. Here's a guy that races rally cars, which of course is dangerous in its own right, dies in a snowmobile crash. Journalist Barbara Walters passed away. We're pretty sure more of natural causes. Barbara Walters passed away. Former Pope Benedict passed away over the last couple of days. And of course, the story of actor Jeremy Renner, who was involved in a snowplow incident at his home. Critical condition, a lot of bruises. Took a picture of himself today to kind of tell people, hey, I'm here. I'm okay. It's the best I can do right now. A lot of tragedy last day or two, Joel. Not the best way to ring in the new year. It was like, I'm looking at everything to lead the show with, and I'm like, wow, look at this beginning. So hang with us. It will get better, I promise. But a lot of tough stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
I love him. And that's just such a shock. And he was helping someone in the snow, and it's just awful. These freak accidents. Oh, yeah.
It really is. There's a couple of natural causes, of course. Barbara Walters is kind of a pioneer of female journalism. Also one of the original creators of The View. Pope Benedict, I think, was the first pope to ever resign while still alive. There's something as well.
Baba, wah.
Baba, wah, wah. And, so...
Cookie though, man. She
Yeah.
really got in there and asked the tough questions, and she didn't care what anyone said.
Absolutely. And, of course, she will be missed by many. We have, real quick, I said top five, and we're going to try and get a song in real quick. In honor of Victoria Fire and their awesome lead singer, Caitlin Washko, and the band who will be with us shortly. It is top five bands with female names in the title. And we start out with number 5 with Thin Lizzy. It's an easy one, right? Thin Lizzy. Number 4, Molly Hatchet. Number 3, The Donnas. Pretty simple. And 2 great ones. Jane's Addiction at number 2.
Oh.
And at number 1, one of my all-time favorites, Alice in Chains.
Oh.
My top 5. Joel,
That's good.
seems like from the look on your face you don't have 5, but we'll give it a whirl on you.
Man. Well, Alice in Chains definitely has to be up there. Now, this is it's not the female name, it's the name of the band, right?
Right.
Okay.
Name of the band and
Alice
title.
in Chains, Molly Rhythm, no particular order.
Molly Rhythm. Awesome.
Yes. Local band. Vita and the Wolf, of course.
Yes.
And I mean, my number one all time is always Shannon and the Clams. Shannon
Yes.
Shaw, lovely.
Actually, I think you're sure one.
Am I sure one?
Yeah. Shannon and the Clams.
That would be Victoria Fire. Number one.
Of course. Absolutely. A great one. I kind of love them. I dig their music. We're going to get their song Fire on here shortly. Rehash the top 5 real quick. Jeff came out with Thin Lizzy. Molly Hatch at number 4. The Donnas at number 3. Jane's Addiction number 2. Alice in Chains at number 1. Jewel came back also with Alice in Chains. One of our absolute favorites all time here on the show, Molly Rhythm, who still brought us, no offense, probably one of the best Philly songs ever on this program. No offense to anybody who's ever been on this show.
The best
Vita
song
and the Wolf. What's
the
that?
most chaotic interview.
The most chaotic one, where all 5 came on and it
We
was
loved it.
audio only, no video. We tried to talk through all 5 of them. That was something else. The amazing Jen Pegg and Vita and the Wolf, who's been outstanding to our show, coming on several times, and we love her. So, of course, that's a great band, Vita and the Wolf. Shannon and the Clams, of course, one of Jules' favorites. And tonight's guest, Victoria Fire, at number 1. Nicely done. Victoria Fire is something we love here, female-fronted bands. And I start talking to the co-host of Yo 2.0, Ali Commissaro, and me and Jewel talk about it a lot, and I talk about it with a lot of people. Now, female-fronted bands have just become the rage. They're great. There's so many great women out there fronting bands and kicking ass and just singing so awesome. And when I first saw Jewel, when I first got a look at Victoria Fire and Caitlin, and she looked so cute, I thought it was like a country band. I thought she was like one of them cute blonde country singers, and all of a sudden you're like, roar! I'm like, yeah, I'm way off here. But I'm happy I'm way off because it's really good. We have their song Fire loaded up and ready to play, so we'll stop screen on the last one. We will present, we will share screen, we'll share the system audio, and of course we'll get Victoria Fire's song Fire. Ironic. Great song, though, Jewel. Coming up, about 3 minutes and 42 seconds. We'll play it for you right now here on the Yo Show, and we'll be back shortly, and the band should be joining us around 8:30, so stick around. We got a great night ahead of you here on the Yo Show.
Save me, all the shame and cry.
yeah, absolutely red hot music. Fire by Victoria Fire, our very special guest here this evening. Looks like we have some of the band filtering in now. I see Caitlin, I see Dean. You guys ready to rock? You want to wait for the rest of the band? Give me a thumbs up in the back there if you're ready, and we can bring you out now. Whatever works for you guys. Um, let's bring them out, Joe. What do you say? Let's get them started. Two thumbs up
Oh,
from Caitlin.
oh,
What's that?
okay. I
Yeah,
couldn't
two
see.
thumbs up.
Remind me.
So I didn't realize, Joy. I tried to get. I know you're a little late coming in tonight, but we're celebrating Pennsylvania tonight. As you know, we're
Yep.
from outside of Philadelphia. Penn State. I got my Penn State hat on.
Yes.
Huge win yesterday in the Rose Bowl
We
over
are.
number 8 Utah. Penn
Woo!
State 35-21. And our band tonight is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's bring them out right now. An awesome band with brand new music coming in the very near future. We heard that great song, Fire. Let's welcome Caitlin and Dean, and Andy is now here as well from Victoria Fire. Come on in, guys. How we doing tonight?
Go ahead.
We're doing great. Thank you very much for coming on. And if we get any more of you, that's great. The beauty of this virtual stage, it'll fit up to 10 people. So if you guys decide to do like an orchestra thing and hike up 5 more people, we can fit you next time around as well.
Well, now we'll have to think about that for next time.
Right? Am I an innovator or what? I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it's all about. But thank you for coming on. I got to tell you, and I told Jewel, as always, being on social media, doing this show, it always recommends bands like check out this or check out that. So Facebook recommends Victoria Fire. Now, the name, of course, sounds like hard rock, metal, etc. And I told Joe I see this cute little Caitlin in the front. Looks like a country band. I mean, you look so nice and sweet. And I look at the guys. I mean, they all got like the beards. You guys could pass for country guys. And I put on the song and I'm like, roar! Like that is not country. So bravo, because no, I am a hard rock and metal fan all the way. So first of all, guys, congratulations as the song is making its way out there. Let's start with Caitlin. How did the band get formed, and who came up with the name? Because I'm interested in where Victoria Fire came from.
I give Andy the credit. Although I guess, as far as the name, we were shooting around a lot of different ideas, and we liked the theme of fire. But we didn't really know exactly where to go from there. However, my middle name is actually Victoria. So Andy sort of put the two together. We were like, all right, that sounds pretty decent. But as far as how we formed, I actually met Andy, was it 2018?
Yep.
2018.
That's some fast work.
Yeah, so we met, started jamming together, and then Andy was actually friends with our bassist Corey. He brought him in, and we just sort of went from there. It just kind of it worked, and it felt right, and here we are. And we're really lucky too to also have Dean with us. He's our drummer, and he's brand new to the band. So, welcome, Dean.
Yeah, congratulations, Dean. Welcome aboard. Corey is also making his way in. We'll bring him in. Corey, another member of the great band. Andy, let's get back to you as you are kind of labeled as one of the founding members. When you first got with Caitlin, was the idea like, hey, let's do a female-fronted band, or, hey, this is just a great singer, let's start a band that kicks ass?
Well, actually, I actually met on Craigslist. It was one of those. I was in between bands at the time, and was looking for some new people and a new project. And I had basically played in a lot of cover bands up until that point, and I was really looking to finally get into the original scene. And searched around, met up with Caitlin. She was jamming with some other people. Me and her hit it off really well, and I could tell like we had something there that we could really use to formulate kind of our own sound, I think. And we, like a lot of bands, we worked through a couple people, had a couple other people in, finally found our initial drummer that we had, Dan, and then we brought Corey on board because I had played in 5 or 6 bands with him previously, and I just know it works, and we had good chemistry, so it was just made sense to bring him in. And we started putting some songs song skeletons that I had kind of was kicking around for a while, and they really worked well with what Caitlin was doing. And we were able to get enough songs put together, and we started playing out in 2019, and we were going really strong up until COVID hit, and then that kind of derailed us a little bit. I think like a lot of bands, and we've been in the studio ever since. It's kind of been we've been trying to get our footing back, but now that we have Dean on board and we got our first single out, now this we think that this is going to be the year we start to really make some moves. So
Awesome stuff.
That's really cool. So you had the skeletons for the song and the writing process. How does that flow? And was there like a particular moment in the studio when you guys met, or maybe were just going through what you guys listened to and what you wanted it to sound like, or how you wanted to move forward from that?
When I was initially looking to start a band, and I contacted Andy, we both liked a lot of the same music. We were like Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, Seether,
Great stuff.
Cold.
Yeah.
And so we both really liked the same bands. And I think that's really what kind of like took us to the next level, is we both had like the same vision in mind, I think. And as far as writing, like Andy sent me the skeletons of these songs, and I immediately kind of thought like, okay, I know what to do here. I know what to do for vocals. And that's sort of how the songs began. But we've been working in the studio a lot over the last year and a half. And so a lot of songs have really changed, but in a good way. So yeah,
pretty cool.
Andy, I know you probably have a little bit to add.
Yeah, I think we both gravitate towards like that soft, heavy kind of balance in the music, and I think that's why I really liked when I first heard what Caitlin does, because she has the screams, but she also sings she has a pretty voice as well. So I kind of thought that would really fit well with the type of riffs and songs that I wanted to come up with. One of my favorite bands is Deftones, and if you know
Yes.
Deftones and how
Oh yeah.
Chino has that real kind of soft, whispery thing going on, but he also can scream like a madman. That was kind of like that's really always been. I always wanted to bring that out in an original band of my own, and I think what Caitlin does really fit that well. So, like I said, we hit it off right away, and that was always kind of the goal. And even the name Victoria Fire is kind of like Victoria's kind of got a nice sound to it, and then Fire. So there's always kind of that dichotomy we were always looking for. So.
I like it. I mean, unfortunately, Dean, you're a new guy, so you got to go last. Let's get Corey in here. Corey, tell us a little something about becoming part of this band and dropping bass lines and what it feels to you right now and working in that studio. Tell us a little something about your love so far.
Well, actually, you know what? I never thought about this, but Andy, as he mentioned, has been in a bunch of bands, cover bands before, including a bunch of bands with me. And now that I think about it, yeah, why wasn't I part of the original lineup? What's going on? I'm starting off angry in this one.
We're all friends here on the Yo Show, brother.
She was already playing with some people, and it got to the point you were the first one I called up, so don't get too mad.
First one that answered, not the first one you called. No.
Well, either way, here
I'm
we are.
sorry. I immediately got angry at Andy. What was the question?
Oh, I forget. I'm mad at Andy now too. No, I'm kidding.
That's his
like,
default.
Right, exactly. So, like dropping those bass lines and mixing music with these awesome musicians. What's it feel like? What's the studio experience, and how much are you loving what the band's got going on so far?
You know what? I think the best part of the studio experience for me is this was my first experience actually seriously recording, I would say. I think Andy and I did like an originals thing back in, my God, what was it, 2004, Andy? And it was kind of like a fly by the night type thing that we probably spent 4 hours total on it or something. And, aside from that, it was my first experience. And I really like the raw energy of like live playing. But I think once you're in the studio and you can hear every little mistake that you make and the degree of like precision and accuracy that you need, like, in my head, I went in there thinking like, oh, I'm going to lay it down perfectly the first time or two and it'll sound great. And then you hear everything come together and you listen to like, I guess like going through it as like a fine tooth comb, and putting on the great cans, and you can hear every little mistake you make. And I think that was actually a good thing for me to actually sit back and almost like approach all these songs with a fresh set, because I just, the way that we practice live, I'm the one that I tend to get a couple beers in me before practice, and I want to jump around and go crazy. And, you get so into it that you don't necessarily realize, like, does this 100% make sense what you're doing? So, and actually just seeing both the way that Andy and Caitlin approached it, I guess just degree of professionalism that, like, just Andy spending so much time layering the stuff, and like even just working through to be like, I want to put a third layer here with just like a couple notes, and it like actually ends up making a real big difference. And it's actually, I think, made me appreciate music more, because I was like, the other day I was listening to Sirius XM, and they had Other Side. It was their Other Side of Scar Tissue. I can't remember, but at the very end, there's like this just layer that's just basically two notes being played over and over and over. And I don't think I ever even realized that was in there until I'm like hearing new things. So maybe it just really kind of opened my eyes that maybe I'm just like ignorant of all this stuff that goes into making a really good sound recording. And it made me just want to get better and really pay attention to what I'm doing at all times. So it was really an eye-opening experience for me in that regard. And since I know that I wasn't the first choice for the band, I also know that I am on the verge of being kicked out at any moment. So I knew I had to kick out.
Not true.
That's why Dean's the new guy. I think Andy put the drums in the background to send a subtle signal to Dean, like, don't worry, buddy. Like, he's getting prepared to play tracks next if you don't cut it.
Not to change the subject, but are you guys familiar with "Injustice for All" by Metallica?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
when they cut the bass out.
Yeah, they cut the bass out. Jason
Yeah.
Newsted found that after release.
What?
Keep your ears on that next single there, Corey.
What happened
I
to the
found
bass?
there was like somebody years ago sent me there was like a dude that remastered it on his own, like, and put the bass back
Yeah.
up.
I
on
saw
it
that, yeah.
on YouTube. It's great. It's like it actually made me really mad in retrospect. It's like, why would they do that to Newstead just to mess with him? But yeah.
That's why he's now gone. And Dean, of course, being the new guy, is it kind of scary joining later, or is it kind of like, all right, these guys are already formed, I know what I'm going to bring, and they choose you? Is it describe the feeling? Because, like, is it excitement, nerves? What's it like going in with a band that's already starting to get established?
We're grading you on this answer, Dean. So
Yeah. So are we. Give my pen here. Jewel, get ready.
So for me, I wouldn't rate it all. It's honestly, they got a great sound when I heard them, and this is the kind of band I was looking for. I moved to about 6 months ago from New York.
Oh, wow.
First thing I started doing was looking for a band, and I went through Craigslist, and somehow Andy found me, and we met up at a bar, and he let me hear everything. It sounded solid, and I'm excited to work with them. I'm excited to help them grow and a new fan base this year, and I'm excited to go into the studio with them on the next time. So it's not scary at all for me. It's something I've done before, and I plan on sticking with them for a while. So hopefully I'll be able to grow with them as a band.
Love it. It's a shame you'll be there and Corey will not. But anyway, we're excited for the future. Jewel, get in there. Ask away. Let's keep going.
No, I was just gonna say, how is the scene? Did you play a lot in New York, and how's the Pittsburgh scene? How's it been treating you? I know Philly here it's brotherly love, so how's Pittsburgh been?
Everybody's going to keep going back to COVID in New York. COVID obviously destroyed everything. A lot of venues closed, and I moved out. I wasn't playing much, honestly, when I moved out here. So coming out here to the scene out here, I'm just starting in it. I really can't even gauge it yet, just because I haven't done too much so far. But from what New York used to be, it used to be crazy and busy, and I'd be, in Manhattan all the time playing shows and, practicing in studios that are, in high-rise buildings on the 40th floor or something, to practicing in, we practice in somebody's house right now. Sometimes it's Andy's house, sometimes it's Caitlin's house, and one of these days it's going to be Corey's house, I think.
We have nice
Maybe.
setup.
If he's
To
still
be
here.
fair, to be fair,
But
Well, you need him now for his
so-
house. Other than that,
Actually, I could see Andy knowing you. I could see be like, yeah, we kicked you out of the band, but can we still use your house? And have Heather make us cookies.
Tough times.
But
so
yeah, I'm looking forward to figuring out what the scene is going to be like around here. I mean, I have a few friends in it, and meeting them and what they've told me about it. It seems pretty promising, so I'm looking forward.
Pittsburgh shocked me as a, coming from Philly and you hear, Pittsburgh, steel town, it's dark, it's not fun. I had a place, I love it out there. So I guess I want to ask the rest of you, Caitlin, Andy, Corey, how are your feelings of Pittsburgh? I actually love it out there. It's about a 4-hour ride from us, so we'd like to make the trip up and you guys ready to get rolling. So how's Pittsburgh been for you guys?
Anybody want to go in particular?
Anybody.
I don't know. Dean and I connect because we're both like the rhythm guys. We know our role. We stay in the background. I'm not gonna come up first.
I grew up in Pittsburgh, or at least outside of the city. Although my first time actually really driving in the city, I cried. The Fort Pitt Bridge, you pretty much have to like cross 4 lanes of traffic, but you have to do it in they give you like an eighth of a mile to do so. It was a little overwhelming, but no, like I really enjoy Pittsburgh. I actually work for the University of Pittsburgh. So I'm in the city a lot, but it has a great feel to it. There are a lot of great venues. There are a lot of places to eat. People are really cool people. So yeah, I've always enjoyed living here.
Yeah, same. I grew up. I grew up about 20, 25 minutes east of the city. So, and then I moved. Now I live basically pretty close to downtown, 5 minutes away. So, yeah, I've grown up here. I've been here, my whole life pretty much. And it is a great town. There's great people. And as far as the music scene goes, surprisingly pretty robust. Like there's a lot of bands. There's a lot of really great, talented musicians. And, there's a couple, there's some, different kind of groups that kind of gather together and stuff like that. But everybody's pretty supportive of each other. And, there's enough venues. There could be more. And I think some of them have closed sadly since COVID.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
Probably
Sadly.
too many. I know there's been some that have, I was waiting for them to start back up, but it doesn't seem like they have. So, so we're still in the middle of trying to kind of book for the year. We have a couple things pending, but so it's been a little bit trickier to do some bookings since when we started in 2019. But yeah, overall though, it's a great scene, great people.
You guys are always welcome to take the trip a couple hours rather, down Philadelphia way. There's some great venues, and we talk to people all the time. We've always talked about doing a giant live show and having bands come out and perform, and different people we know in the PR business are trying to get with venues. So we would love to invite you down for something like that. That'd be awesome.
I'd
Andy,
love to. That's kind of a little bit of my old stomping grounds after college.
All right.
I still have a 610 area code on my cell phone.
Wow. All right. You're one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in King of Prussia before I came back to Pittsburgh.
All right.
I'm originally from a town, Johnstown. So I lived in Philly. Actually, I think one of my favorite venues, I can't remember the name of it because it's been almost 20 years since I was out there, I guess. Now 18. But there was like this awesome, I think it was an old church, and in the basement they would have like these like metal shows. And I saw the Sword and High on Fire there. And
wow,
that was way back then. It was awesome. I love that place. Like I think that's where I first like really started to get into live music, because it was like a small venue when it was just like you would just be jammed in there, but the energy was off the charts, and I just loved it. And I gotta try to find out where that place was, because I used
Jewel,
to go.
text your dad. Jewel's dad is good with all the nostalgic play. Text your dad and see if he knows it, because he's great with that kind of stuff.
I know I've heard of that though. There was an old church, and first I thought you were talking about the Trocadero, but there was an old church, and there's so many great venues around the city, even still. But I mean, you
Oh
guys,
yeah, it was fantastic. I'd love to go back out there.
but you guys have
Yeah,
played
Actually, it'd be a great excuse because I could show my wife where I stayed, where I lived,
there you go.
out in King of Prussia.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That's if you last long enough. We're running with this. And you know what? Andy said there's so many great musicians out here. And I was going to drop in with I heard there's a lot of great bassists, but I'm trying to take it light on you, Corey. I like you guys a lot. We'll take it easy on you. So your fans have already asked for it. I, of course, am asking for it. Caitlin touched up on it a little bit. There is new music coming out. Do we have a date yet? Do we have some idea of the new stuff? Who wants to jump into it first? Let's talk about what's coming up for Victoria Fire. I'm going to say Victoria's Secret. Jesus Christ.
Hey, it's okay.
Yeah, we've had that.
There you go. Look at that.
All right,
Well-
Andy and Dean, the three of us got to lose some weight if we're going to go that route on. Go ahead, show it off.
like little bikini
I'm with you.
thongs.
Just a little, yeah.
So I will say we are planning to release a new song very, very, very soon.
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
out. It'll be out early February. We're working out the exact date, but we're putting the finishing touches on a video, and I don't want to put the date on it just yet, but yeah, it'll be out early February.
And I think we're all just excited. And it's not that we're in a rush to get what we have in the can out. I mean, we're very excited to do that, but I think just having Dean in the band has kind of re-energized all of us. We were kind of I wouldn't say stagnating, but with all the COVID stuff, it was just hard to kind of get motivated and do things. And now we can finally see all right, the stuff that we've worked on, we're ready to go. And then now that Dean's here and we're just kind of, I'm just super excited to try to, bring some new riffs to the table and just start jamming and working on new stuff with Dean.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the motive.
I'm sorry. We're in the process of actually just finishing up vocals right now for our EP. So really, once that's done, we will have a few more songs to be releasing, and we'll hopefully get our EP out there soon.
It's really exciting. Well, we're here if you ever want to premiere that on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We
We'd
have
love to.
bands. We have bands send us rough copies of their music, and we get a little bit of a first take sometimes, which I absolutely love. And we've seen something new last year. The band Sepsis, and I think you've heard of them guys. I know they follow you on social media. Great band. I think they're from the New England area. They came down to PA, played an awesome show in a brewery with a bunch of other bands. And I think stuff like that is absolutely amazing. Do you guys do you get reached out to by other metal bands? Do you think stuff like that is going to reinvent metal? I mean, metal's got to make a comeback. And I know you guys aren't
Yes.
super hard metal, but you're hard rock. I think it needs to make a comeback, whether it's males, females, whether it's unisex bands, etc. Tell us a little something about that future. Would you like to get together with other bands and do big metal shows? Because to me, that itches me. That's right up my alley.
Yeah, that's actually really what's been happening is ever since we released the video, it's been great. The feedback's been great from people, fans, but as well as we've been actually, been getting hit up in the inbox with a lot of bands from other cities and stuff to do shows. And actually that's our first official show we can announce for the year is March 3rd. We're going to be up in Erie at a place called the Sandbar with a band that reached out to us, Storms Within, a really cool metal band, 5-piece with a female fronted, and we're playing up there with a couple other bands. Actually, a band from Pittsburgh, Animus, will be there as well. So I think they're making the trip as well. So yeah, so that's really what's been happening is we've been getting hit up to do some of those types of things, and I have a couple. I don't know a lot of bands from other states right now, but we're always networking and adding to the list. And there's a band out of Ohio, Era Vera, really awesome band. Look them up. we were going to definitely be doing a show with them in the near future. Can't announce anything yet, but definitely on the docket. So definitely doing that type of stuff, bringing bands out here, trying to set up shows, as well as, they invite us out to their city and we jump on a bill with them. So yeah, that's the way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I love stuff like that because you see the prime band you go for, and you get to discover other bands. Like we found, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nailbite. They are a terrific local band, and they played with Sepsis in that show in PA. And now you get to be fans of more than one band from seeing such a great show. And I really think, not to toot your horn because you guys are sitting here in front of me, but I think when people discover you on top of that, they're going to love you. I mean, I love everything. You guys are professional speakers. You come out here like you got it all figured out. The only thing you're really lacking is a good bass player. But outside of that, I mean, you guys are aces. I have some.
We'll manage.
Yeah, we're almost there. There's just that one thing.
Just the one thing. But that's
Like,
really
what could
how
it be?
But seeing a band perform live is just so important if you're looking to get into new music. And it just, COVID did do doozy on us with that one. But I love the video. How was the whole video making process? How long did it take? What was the process behind that? And are you looking to do more videos for your new songs?
I think that was probably one of the coolest things that I've done. And it didn't take as long as I thought it might. Would you guys say maybe 4 or 5 hours?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was about half of a day. We did it out in a place in Ohio, about an hour or two away from here. And it was a great experience. It was definitely one of the funnest things I've done, for sure.
We're just jumping all over poor Corey here. We'll leave you be. Tomorrow night's gonna be his night. We're gonna bring him back on our show tomorrow night, just at the Corey hour. But sorry, Caitlin, go right ahead. Keep going.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Stuff excites us.
We shot the video at Nexus Sound Studio in Ohio, and they were amazing to work with. We had this vision, and they just nailed it. And there was actually, as you could probably see, there was real fire in the video, which I thought was pretty badass. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I just told them next time I should probably wear shoes because I was running around on their in their studio, and my feet were just coated, and I think it was, I forget what it was on whatever was on the floor, because I wasn't wearing shoes, but that was my mistake.
It's amazing because we always hear, we walked in the studio with a vision and boom. The companies that shoot these videos are amazing because every band that's come on says, yeah, we go in, we tell them what we're looking for. Next thing you know, boom, there it is. And it's awesome because the video is amazing. Real quick, I know somebody mentioned today that one of you has to leave us around 9 o'clock. So I won't keep you all too much longer, a few more minutes. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to Caitlin. So it passed.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday. Now,
thank you.
Something for all four of you. And I know it's a pressure-filled question because you're all sitting here, but you see these bands make the big time, like Kiss and Aerosmith are an example. And they say, well, we're not friends, we're a band. And that's it. It's business, and after that, it's over. The independent scene, you guys have to be a little more tight-knit. Do you guys feel like you got that tight-knit kind of family feeling for the time being to really make a great push at this? I mean, obviously you got the great push, but do you feel you can just really trust your brother and the guy sitting next to you to just really bring it every night? Besides Corey.
Besides Corey, yes.
I was about to say I'm the real detriment there.
We'll let Dean go first.
Yes, Dean, go first.
You want to let me go first? Cool.
Yeah.
So
pressure's on, dude.
Just like those planes in your real life that you bring home. Bring this answer in on home, Dean.
I haven't obviously been married for too long. It's only been a few, but I really think we met well together. We're all on the same page. We've already, the first thing I want to do is I want to share beers with my band before I even play music with them. If I can't share a beer with you, if you can't hang, it's not going to go anywhere. And it worked. Well, all of us, it worked right away. So I do think it's gonna. I feel that this could last. If Corey stays.
See, Corey got a vote of confidence there. See, that's a good one.
This is, you know what? This just reminds me of my last family reunion. Just everybody ragging on me. So,
all joking aside, me and Corey, we're the backbone to this band, and we got a good rhythm section going. We got
damn right, Dean.
together. So
We don't need Andy and Caitlin. Let's get. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say.
I can't corral, so I'm out. I can't bring it home like Caitlin. But I kind of agree with that. And Dean, your comment is, if you could share beers together. Me and Jewel met for the first time to talk about the show at a restaurant over beers. And then after that, we're like, let's go do karaoke. We're not singers. So when you find that bond, that love, that, yeah, if I can hang with you, I can work with you. Like I said, Andy and Caitlin kind of came from the beginning, and you guys are, just all killing it. You're all doing a great job. Real quick, besides the new music, give us one goal for Victoria Fire for the new year. Let's start with Corey, work our way back up.
So, since we're all like, one of the reasons I think that we get along is like we're all pretty much in our similar stages in our careers and life. And so we don't necessarily have we're at a point in our lives where we can't play all the time. We have to make time for it. But I'd like to shoot for a show like every 6-7 weeks. That would be ideal for me. Like, if we do more, great. But I would like to at least make a conscious effort to, put that on the books. Caitlin, Dean, and I, like, we get the babysitter. Let's do it. Let's all get out there and selfishly, and we just had a live show a couple weeks back. I mean, I like doing that just because I like live music and I get to see bands that I might not have seen before. We opened and it was great for me because I got to see a couple more bands after that. It's like, all right, this is great. I'm just like a night out now and I have an excuse to stay. So that would be my goal.
Pretty cool. Andy.
Also, no, stay in the band. That would be my real goal.
Yes.
Well, find a new bass player is one, and then
I'm writing that down.
no, we'll stop there. But nothing specific. There's so many things to work on that it's hard to, I guess we haven't really sat down yet and done figured out goals, I guess, but it's just a matter of we do want to get the new music out, but really once we get this first EP out, it's more about sitting down with Dean as an entire band and starting to put together some new music. Cause I think once we have that unit together and we're all working at it, cause he's coming in on the back end and the stuff that we're putting out, he didn't play drums on. So I'm really excited to get to the new stuff and start writing some new material. Cause I think, and a lot of the things that we've learned in the studio have really helped us, grow as musicians. So I think that's going to play into it as well. So, yeah, I think just get this first EP out, which is going to be great, and then keep booking some shows and start writing the new music with Dean.
Love it, Dean.
So besides what he said, new music, obviously, I'm going to kind of rewind a second and go back to one of the other questions you asked. Playing live is one of my big goals. Playing more often this year with them, and stage presence is something that I want to work on, or the stage show, I guess you could say. We have it in the videos, and obviously I wasn't there playing the drums in the videos. I didn't play on the music, but my goal is to be as good as that as their old drummer. I am as good as their old drummer, I would have to say. I fit really well with them, and it made me to get into this band. What I was saying, going back to the earlier question, it wasn't scary coming into this band because having a drummer as good as their old drummer allowed me to easily learn the parts and jump right in. So within our first or second practice, I'd say we were doing pretty good, and we're going pretty well from there. And, I really want to focus on when we're playing live that it feels like, watching that video, that energy is there.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's my goal for the year.
I love it. Last but certainly not least, Caitlin.
Oh gosh, I have so many goals. But one thing, yeah, I did back to I guess like a previous question you asked, and I wanted to point out like how supportive these guys are. They've always made me feel like good enough, and I guess just like supportive. And I don't think I could be in a band if it wasn't that way. They're very, just good people, very kind, and I think we just work really well together. But yeah, I mean, as far as goals, I think um, one thing I actually started working with a vocal coach from Denmark
Oh, wow.
recently. So I think for me, a lot is kind of discovering my voice even more and applying like a lot of like what like techniques and things that I've learned. I'm excited for that. Um, and then I think as a band, definitely releasing new music and writing new music, because it has been a while since we wrote a new song. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Excellent. And I know, Jewel, I don't know about you, but on my list of goals to get somewhere that's Erie or Pittsburgh or even down here and meet and see Victoria Fire live in person. Definitely something I would love to do this year. I don't know about you, Jewel. I know that you have a wide music range like I do. What do you think?
Oh my God, yeah, I have to see the guys. What are you kidding? And I love all of your goals, and I'm so looking forward to the new songs and just seeing more of you guys, because I know that when we see you, you'll bring it. And don't worry, Dean, you got it. And great.
We have one last important question to ask, though. At least, so I saw Joel at the very end there. What's the kitty's name? I love cats. I was late because I had to kick my cat out, because otherwise he would be walking across my laptop the entire time.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She usually stays on my lap, but this is Luna. She's not our
Oh,
mascot.
Luna.
That's a cool name.
Yeah,
my-
Caitlin has a nice black cat. I love black
Oh,
cats.
black cat. Aw.
My dogs have to stay upstairs or they fight and growl and bark and all that.
Yeah, his
So
puppies are loud, but she's pretty quiet.
we did promise a half hour, a little past 9. I know one of us has to go, but I just want to thank
Oh,
you so much for coming in. You guys were awesome. Like all four of you picked your spots, picked your timing, and just gave a great delivery and a great interview. You're very professional. You guys are made for this. For the people watching live, or if you watch later on recorded, find Victoria Fire on Instagram at Victoria Fire Band, Facebook at Victoria Fire, YouTube, of course. Watch the great videos of Victoria Fire. They're on Apple Music. They're on Spotify. Download them. New music is coming soon. www.victoriafireband.com. Caitlin, Dean, Andy, Corey, thank you so much, all of you, for coming on. We'd love to do it again soon. And if we can't catch you in person, we'd love to have you back here on the Yo Show, because you guys, I'm telling you, this was fantastic. I had a blast.
Cool.
I did too. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank
and
you.
hopefully I'm still around for the next one.
If not, like I said, we'll have a Corey night, and we'll bring you. We'll talk about the times that were.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a great honor to be I think your first show of the year, right?
Yeah, you are the first show of the year.
Here.
And like again, when I listen to the music, I'm like, yeah, this is how I start the new year off. These guys right here, and girl, and it's worth it, because you guys, like I said, you're perfect. Your interview's perfect. The way you guys talk and deliver and have your knowledge and know your goals and your dreams. That's the kind of stuff we live for here. You guys were absolutely perfect. I'm like just honored to have you here. It was great.
It's a great start to the year. We got Penn State winning the Rose Bowl. We got
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy and I are both Penn State alums. That's where we met.
Sure is as well.
Hello. I am
Caitlin.
too.
Oh,
Caitlin as well.
You
Yeah.
know what, Caitlin? I always forget that because you
We're
work
so
at Pitt.
we're old compared to her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're so much younger.
Am I the only non-Penn Stater? Dean, are you Penn State? Because I'm not. I just like.
Thank God someone else is.
I've been there. I've been to whiteout games. I support, but we have 4 alum here. That's amazing. Really, just great stuff. And see, you're brought together by so many things. Corey has to stay now.
Yeah.
Let me text my bassist buddies and tell them to stay out of Pittsburgh.
Don't worry.
do a show at Maine. That's what you need to do. We'll all meet at Maine campus and do a show there.
We could do that.
Damn right.
I like that. I'm all about that. My wife loves it up there too, so we're locked in.
Oh, Elon's gone.
Uh-oh.
Virtual
Have a
line.
great night, guys. We're gonna set you free, and of course, we'll be in contact on social media. Do it again when the new stuff comes out. We're gonna slam it all over our social media pages because we love up and coming bands, especially with great sound. Your music is right up my alley. It's already on my Apple Music list because when I get a new band, I hear their stuff, boom, goes right on the playlist. So probably tomorrow morning on the way to work, I'll be blasting it.
All right,
Love it.
awesome. Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
Victoria Fire, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening.
Have a good one,
Thank you.
everyone.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. And I guess we'll slowly start to drop them out. They're kind of dropping themselves out as well, but we'll release them. And Jewel, whoop, I put Andy back in. There he goes. Jewel, I got to tell you, we have had, and we joked around beforehand about Maui Rhythm. It's kind of neat to watch that replay, how I'm like bouncing them all in and out. And they're bouncing themselves out. But we talked about Maui Rhythm. When we had them on, it was just audio, no video. So it's kind of hard. You're on mute, by the way, Jewel. So it's kind of hard to. Oh, okay, the alarm. So it's kind of hard to know when to talk and who was talking, etc. And even still, we've had bands come on with 3 or 4 guys. And it goes better when you see who's talking and you can kind of introduce somebody to a question. But they were so on target, on time, on key, all the right thing to say. Their music is great. I'm thrilled by what I witnessed tonight. Loved it.
I know, and it's 100% better when you get to see the band and just interact. It feels like you're in the same room. So it was great to talk to all of them and just for all of them to take the time. Sorry we kept you a couple minutes after, but man, it was just so cool to just see local bands especially are just it's really neat to see them grow and develop and really find their sound, find the right people, and just have that hunger. Like they have
Right.
it, they're going out and getting it. And a lot of them are parents and doing this and that, have their own 9 to 5s, and they're still doing what they have to do. And that's what we try to do here. Like me and Jeff both have 9 to 5s. We try
Do we ever?
juggle everything and family and surgeries and everything else. So it's hard, and we know that, and we appreciate it, and we see you, and we just want to give you this platform to be an extra space to be heard and for other people to discover you. So thank you so much. You're great.
Yeah,
If
they
you
really
missed
were.
their song, go back and you can listen to their song, see their music video, and new music coming soon. And hopefully we'll
Yeah.
get to play that too.
You can watch the replay on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe while you're there. Twitch, of course, you can follow us. The Stoop Radio Network on Facebook. Our website, I've been quicker to download them now right the day after. Of course, going back to the 9 to 5, which is actually more like a 7 to 7 job for me. It'll be downloaded a little bit later in the day tomorrow, but it'll be downloaded. And the only thing about that, Jewel, is I start to feel bad. Like I keep jumping questions. I want to get you in there to ask questions, and I want all 4 of them to answer questions. And before you know, like we're all kind of digging in, and it's just great. And yeah, when somebody had mentioned, I don't know who I was talking to over social media. I don't know who answers their questions, but somebody's like, look, one of us has to leave at like 9. Is that going to ruin anything? No, it wouldn't. But I just got so excited to have them all here, and you get them all laid out, and they all talk, and it's wonderful. A couple of our local bands have done it. Bees, Moonroof, like they bring the whole band in, and everybody gets a piece of the action and gets to talk. And that's the way it is. It's a family. And like I said, you get these big-time bands that go, it's a business, we don't care. You can tell these independent bands getting their start, getting hungry, have the desire to all do it together.
And I
Except
don't know,
Corey.
I think would you leave that boy? No, I think it's pretty seamless with StreamYard, though.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored or anything, but we'd like to
No.
be. But just how it's, if you talk over someone, you do hear it right away. So it gives that little, and you can take that pause, and you get to see when everyone is talking in real time. So good job, StreamYard. Look at you.
Great job, StreamYard.
And you know what else I was also thinking with our new ventures? Oh my gosh, what is happening tonight? Our new ventures, we might need new intro music. So, looking at you, Victoria Fire. See
Right? We
what else you do?
got a lot of stuff going on coming up, and it's just great. Bands like that are great, and like I said, we love the locals. And I mean, we're talking about bands that came on. I mean, we managed to do Hollywood Gods and Monsters, the
Yeah.
entire band in one sitting, and after like a brief hiccup, even that went incredible. And Diggity Dave and his wife Chris, Rachel Bello, and B, and the whole gang just got together and just killed it with an amazing interview, and Dave gave us mad props for what we do here on the show. A thumbs up from Storms Within. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're still watching Storms Within, or if you catch the replay, hit us up or hit me up or whatever on Facebook. We would love to have you guys on as well. I've seen some of your stuff. I know you guys are doing shows and getting together with Victoria Fire. We'd love to have you here. We love bands. I know we have a lot of actors. We love them. Actresses, models, authors. We love them all. Don't get me wrong. But there's something about a band, man, when they and playing the music and getting stoked for it. I'm telling you.
And that's why I got into this, is for the whole music aspect and to be exposed to all these new amazing bands, especially local ones that we could just go see like right in our backyards. It's amazing. So get out there, see some shows, be careful while you're doing it, but just get out and listen to some music.
Get out and do it.
All around.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Like when I got up to upstate PA and I got to catch Sepsis and Nail Bite in that show, and it was awesome. It's a brewery, so it wasn't like this 10,000 seat venue. It didn't have to be. The ambiance of it and meeting the band and connecting with people who've been on this program, it's a great feeling, Joel. And we've done it before with like Ray Coleman. We go out and see him perform and just getting together with people who have been on this program and talk to them about it and talk about their goals. It's great.
I know. I'm so looking forward to
I like
the
Cheesemas.
spring. Spring is going to have a lot of amazing concerts.
I agree. And don't forget, again, I will rehash all the stuff at the bottom like I do. www.victoriafireband.com is the website because they got new music up, so that's how you will find it when it drops. Also on our pages, we'll lay it out as well. So Instagram, Victoria Fire Band, Facebook at Victoria Fire, and YouTube.
YouTube. Are we live on Twitter right now? Is that what you said?
I did link it to Twitter. It says here it's linked to Twitter, but for some reason I don't see a Twitter viewer as of yet. And it doesn't even have an avenue for Twitter viewers. I know, Twitter is a little bit of a different ball game. It's not so much for shows, but we're dropping on. We'll pioneer it.
Yeah, I'm kind of clueless. I think Twitch is cool.
I love Twitch. I really do. I love Twitch a lot. And I know, like, we got our man here, Video Gothic, and JD Wolf. I'm sorry, JD, I forgot your name for a second, brain fart, but they watch on Twitch, and Choose does. So, we get some Twitch traffic. Even if it's only like 15, 20 views a week, that's still, decent for us where we're at. And YouTube's been getting thousands, and a lot of people have been checking us out, and that's great stuff. And Joel, the big news, because tonight it was posted on Facebook, the pressure is absolutely on. This goes out to our camera crew who said they're going to come out and do this for us. You can catch, if you're in the area, you can catch Jewel and myself 100 and 200% live, 100% live, 200% live Saturday, February 11th. It is Murphy's Beef and Ale, 5725 Bristol Emily Road in Levittown, Pennsylvania. Their annual Wing Bowl, Jewel, and it's so much more than that right now. They're doing Wing Bowl. They're having a Tecmo Super Bowl, a video game competition. The Yo Show is going to be there and hopefully giving out some shirts and some merch and doing a show there and covering Wing Bowl. My good man Sean is getting sponsors to come out, and we're going to have probably a little Yo Show cheerleading squad, little Yo Show tank tops on, and we're really bringing it, Joel. This is like the first big time live in your face show for us. I could already feel your heart pounding from here. What do you think, man? I'm pretty stoked for this. Like I said, I got somebody who said they can run the cameras to make it super live. I'm pumped for it.
This is amazing. I mean, this is what we wanted, is to go live and just do these events, and all the better if we have music with us, but just to be able to just get out there, and these people who have helped us and the team at Murphy's, like, we're so excited. We're so excited.
So excited. And I'm not going to lie, I'm hoping for a little bit of a shit show, because that's what goes on at Murphy's. In a good way. Like there are people that like to, they work hard, they play hard. Like they're it's blue collar area of people, and a lot of them get along great like family, and when they get down to events and get down to partying, it's a great time. I've done beer festivals there. I've been to their parties there, Halloween parties, etc. They really know how to do it. So hopefully this is just another great put down event by Murphy's, and we're really honored to be invited to it. Just got to make sure we do our part and come on. I know they're going to do their part. I know there's going to be great wing eating. I know that the Tecmo Bowl is going to be awesome. I know there's going to be great drinks, the great staff. I know all that's going to go down.
So what's the Tecmo Bowl? I want to play.
So, Tecmo Super Bowl, if you want to start to practice, it's actually a game. It was very popular for the old school Nintendo system.
Oh, stop. I have that. I'll practice tonight.
You got to find Tecmo Super Bowl is the game, and they use real players and like real name players. And it's basically an awesome, like, 5-minute to 7-minute football game that they
Can I
have,
play
like.
and host?
What's that? I think he can. Like, he wanted me to win contest. I can't for obvious reasons. But if you want to practice and maybe bring it home for the Yo Show, bring home a female championship, it's going to be super cool. Because, like, everybody, like, they've done Madden. Everybody does Madden. And the manager, Sean's like, how about Blitz? Now, Blitz is a cool game. I'm like, dude, how about Tecmo Bowl? And he's like, that's a pretty damn good idea. So it's going to be Tecmo Super Bowl. Very cool. I'm excited. They got a DJ that's going to be there. So if you're in the area for local and you check it out, come on down, man. They're also looking at the moment for one more eater. You cannot be a professional. They're looking for an amateur eater. Top prize, Jewel Tatey, in the range of $500 to the winner. You get to meet Jewel Tatey, the most beautiful face in podcast, webcast, broadcast, simulcast, bodycast, radio, audio, video, the whole 9 yards. I'll be there. I'm sorry. My wife will be there. A lot of great people that you know and love will be there. So, yeah, check it out if you're in the area. Promises to be a great time. Very flattered. Last week I said tentative. It's actually going to happen. What's that?
Oh my god. Yeah, I put my feelers out. If anyone wants to be a part of it, I mean, look at that prize. But yeah, I told you about my jailbroken Switch. Not Switch, Nintendo, but it has all the old games. I'm sure I'm going to find it tonight.
I've got one too that my friend Christian Rupert made. He knows how to scramble out and get all those old games. So I got it on mine, and
So it's on
I
the
played the hell out of
NES,
it.
not Super NES. I mean, I have them all, but like
It's
on
the little NES. I mean, it's descrambled, so it's on there. I don't know if it's on the regular one. You have to check it out. Might be.
I'm going to find it.
Gotta find it.
I still have it.
Speaking of finding, let's talk about who we found and who's coming up in the future of the Yo Show. Because we have so many great shows coming up. And don't forget, for our great friend Ali Commissaro, the Yo 2.0 returns January 11th. Ali's been doing some great work promoting it. And the goal was to have different guest co-hosts every week. But Allie's like, you know what, dude? Whatever you need, I will be there. I'll be there every Wednesday. I want to promote it. You and Jewel are so great. I want to be a part of that family. So Allie's going to get the run Wednesday nights, starting January 11th. Actress Ivy Smith from Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, did I get it right? Yeah, she's super cute. She's going to be on, and Allie's going to be on. We're lining up, Jewel, we're lining up that program. I put out the feelers for some females with the best men's stories, best worst men's stories. So I know a lot of girls have them. I'm sure a lot of you have them. Jewel doesn't have any. It's all been peaches and cream, so none for Jewel. But coming up in the very near future, I lost the coming up thing. Oh, anyway, so we come back next week with singer Andy Ross. We actually have a like an all-male guest thing going on next week for like the first time ever. Well, 2 weeks in a row. So Andy Ross will be on January 10th. 2 performers from our new PR team at Core. Drew Smith will be on the 17th. January 24th, Jewel Tatey's birthday celebration with special guest. I did not say it, but the special guest is confirmed, and it's somebody that you're going to love, somebody who is awesome, so that's going to be great. 24th, Jewel's birthday. Come out, sit home and drink your drinks. I'm going to drink some drinks that night. We're going to celebrate
How
our
freaked
loveliness.
out should I be? Like, what level of freak out do you see me having?
And knowing you, only because I know you, you're already at 10. I mean, Jamie Kennedy was an 11. This is going to bring out a 10. Because it's great. It's definitely great. I was very excited the way this person and this person's PR team right away were like, yep, we'll do it.
All right, answer me this.
Yes.
Riddle me this, Batman. Have they been on before?
Maybe.
Okay. Okay. That's all I need to
Maybe
know.
not. But I think it's great.
Maybe
And I
not.
was-
All right. Fine.
maybe not. But I thought it was great. The response
Prepared.
was great because I did try a few people who were on before and I couldn't really get a response. So I'm like, okay, I like this person and the angle's close. I'm like, all right, let's try this. And like right away, the PR person's like, let me talk to her, him, it, them, and see what they say. And right away, her, him, it, they were like, yep, just that fast. So that's great
Like-
stuff.
Gender of Beatty over here. I'm trying to get information.
I know, and that's
I'm
why you're
gonna
getting
drop
it.
them pronouns.
So January 24th, of course, is Jules' birthday right here on the Yo Show. And folks,
Mold.
it's like from one of my favorite women on the 24th to another one of my favorite women on the 31st as we welcome actress and model Fallon Vendetta to the program. Jewel knows I love her. Jewel has seen the millions of Instagram messages from me trying to get her on the program. It's finally going to happen January 31st. And then I lost my train of thought. February 7th, another cool musician, Dane Lewis, will be on the program. So we've got a lot of stuff lined up coming up. So Yo 2.0, Allie's lining people up. We got the show at Murphy's, which is going to be on a Saturday, so it's going to be a special night. There's so much going on, Joe. I can't even contain myself.
I know. It's exciting. Exciting stuff. See, we started off sad. I mean, it'll get better. We're moving into the new year.
It does. We are making 2023 our, I was going to say the B word, but Facebook doesn't like that word, so I won't say it.
Oh, pick up to me.
Let's go on some more topics. Jewel brought this one up, and kind of surprising. You don't realize people look at themselves this closely. Actress Lisa Kudrow said after watching herself on Friends, she didn't really look like she thought she looked, being next to Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox and saying, oh my God, I got to lose weight, and etc. Now, I didn't like the Phoebe character.
No.
I didn't find it that funny. I
knew
found
you
her
were not a
annoying.
fan. Okay.
But I thought she was attractive. I didn't really see the issue, but she's making a big deal about it. Like, wow, I look like that. What do you think?
It's just the whole, you're the three women. So the three women. So you like compare yourself
All three of them.
to the other two. I mean, I have two sisters, and we always like compare ourselves against each other. It's just what you do, especially if you're on primetime television. You see these, and also I think she's just a bigger stature than the two.
Taller, yeah, definitely a lot
taller,
taller, broader,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, they're all gorgeous, and I, as a fan, I never noticed because I just think they're all drop dead gorgeous too. But yeah, I mean, even on here, I'm like, oh, I really have to like share a screen with these beautiful women. Like it's intimidating sometimes. You don't know what people are going to say or think, so I get it. I know where she's coming from.
You've hung with the likes of Misha Johnson and Brianna Dale and Christina Chris. You've hung, man.
But
You
it's
do.
tough, and you can't help but, I mean, you try not to, and, you get older and you have a sense of awareness, and that's what she was talking about. She's like, when I hit my mid-30s, like, I just am who I am, and the people I love think I'm beautiful, so what else does it matter? But, yeah, people suck and they judge, so...
True. I lucked out. For me, Jewel has nothing to worry about. No, she does not. I agree. My wife says it all the time. My friends say it. And I lucked out. Because Steve Howie, Hal Sparks, Josh Server, like these good-looking dudes. Yeah, audio only.
Like, man, can we bring it back?
All audio. I'm like, thank God, because on video, and even we were supposed to have that Enzo Zalocci guy, the Italian dude. He had to back out the last minute. Scott Gardner. Now Scott Gardner, he's he's gay, which doesn't
Back out.
matter to us, but he's also a great looking guy. He had to back out. I'm like, oh, I'm batting 1,000 with these men who are never seen. Just me. So I'm always the handsome guy. No offense to tonight's guys. They're a good looking bunch of dudes. Cool dudes.
It's just, I don't know. The human thing to do, I guess, is to, especially in the entertainment world, or if you're just on screen next to a person that's like, man, and you're putting yourself out there to have people comment on it. Like, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing every time you make a post or post a picture. So it's a relevant story, and I'm glad she said something because I freaking love Phoebe, and Liz Kudrow is gorgeous. So.
I agree. The young lady, when they had that Maxim contest, and I posted the picture of that young lady, Amber, and you called her Jessica Rabbit. You know, she loves that. She hasn't forgotten it. And she sent you a friend request on Facebook. She's like, I want to be Jewel's friend. I love women that empower other women. I think she's gorgeous, and I would love that. So, very cool. And, yeah, like, people like that kind of compliment. And especially, my wife will say it, like, oh, my sister said I was beautiful. Women love other women to give them the push. So, women, be cool out there. Tell your fellow sisters and female friends and etc. that they got it like that, because a lot of these dudes don't rely on men. Men suck. Men aren't going to tell you. Men hide it because they think it's cool to not tell women when they look hot. Women empower each other.
It's just already tough, so be nice to people. But do you know that song? It's like, it's Victoria's Secret. It's out on the radio right now.
I
know.
know of it. I haven't really listened to the whole thing.
Oh my God, I love that girl, and she wrote that song for the little girl she babysits, and I just got like the backstory today. I mean, obviously I know what the song's about, but it's just another feel-good story. So if you haven't heard of it, Jax is the girl's name. She's super cool. Love her.
It's awesome. Very cool. And like I said, on the show here, I'll stay off camera. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Trying to keep some of these guys that are coming up the next couple of weeks are pretty good looking dudes too. They're musicians, but
Especially my birthday guest. It's gonna be my husband.
that's right. It's me. How do you know me? How do you know it's a guy?
I
Could
don't
be
know. It's gonna be
very-
my wife.
Could be a very beautiful woman. Could be your wife. You want to talk about something. You want to talk about something funny, and you might have seen this on Instagram. So of course, Megan Fox comes on Instagram and says, "Looking for a girlfriend. The DM box is now open. Come get it, ladies." Blah 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 blah. And women like porn star like Kendra Lust. She's sexy, right? And I actually sent her a message about being on the show, and she's like, "Yeah, get back to me in a few months when I'm free." That might be a 2.0 thing, but and she's like, "Oh, I'm applying," and I'm like, "Yeah, we got a winner," So like a lot of these attractive women are jumping out like, "Hey, Megan Fox, pick me." So I'm like, "Okay, the DMs are open."
Wait,
I jump
did
in
they
the
break
DM.
up?
No, they're still together, but she wants a
Oh,
girlfriend.
Okay.
So I jump in and say, "Hey, while the DMs are open, how about making an appearance on the Yo Show?" That DM did not get read. Nope.
Well, you shoot your shot, Jeff. You can
I
do
shoot my
that.
shot. I will shoot my shot for anybody. And do I think Megan Fox is kind of snobby? Maybe. Would I lick her toenails when they're wet? Absolutely.
On another planet.
You can comment on that, Twitter. No, oh God, what should you say?
She
But
just seems, unattainable.
yeah, and
Right.
I won't machine gun Kelly
It was so
myself because
funny.
we're on Twitter. No, go ahead.
I was watching this movie Chef with John Favreau. How do you say his name?
Favreau. Yeah.
He's hilarious. He makes this movie and he's the main character. Right? He directs and writes a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn. But
Does
he's
a lot of
not-
Marvel stuff too.
He's not the best actor. Let's face
He's
it.
not. I mean,
Okay, but he makes this movie Chef, right? And his ex-wife is freaking. Oh my God, what's her name? Well, his current girlfriend is Scarlett Johansson, and his ex
What?
is the really hot Spanish chick. What's her name?
Eva Mendes.
The other one,
The other one. Sofia Vergara.
Sofia Vergara, right? So
That's his ex?
she's his ex, and then Scarlett Johansson's his girlfriend, who he likes to cook for. I'm like, of course he's writing this movie
I
and
know, right?
starring in it, and it was just funny.
I'm gonna make a movie with Britney Spears and Megan Fox and Sofia Vergara. It's gonna be
Right.
called Foursome.
Yeah. Jeff's fantasy.
I'll have to tell you what the plot's all about, but the movie is Foursome. Speaking of Britney Spears, Joel Tatey, the woman's always out to break my heart, but I kind of understand this. So she is putting her $11.8 million mansion up for sale. A mansion that she didn't buy too long ago. But in reading it, she said it reminds me of the conservatorship. It reminds me of bad times. I want to start new, fresh, get this house out of my life and get something new in my life. Still to this day, there's a lot of assumptions and questions about what went on in that house and what was real and what was not. But in the end, just looking at the house from the outside of the picture, knowing that this is where those videos were taking place, you're with her, right?
How do we know this house isn't like a green screen?
Maybe it might be.
Might all be fake, and you're just moving to like a different room. I don't know. It's so off the wall. Like I can't even keep up anymore. I try, but man, it's just hard to look at. I
It
think
is
she's trying
hard.
to be happy and healthy, and I think she really. I mean, this is just my opinion. Don't come after me. I just think she just needs to stop posting, like for a while, like for a long, long time. That's so cute, crazy. We just saw the video. Me and Joey. Joey loves Britney Spears now, and it
Yeah.
was like me and my friends all dressed up as different Britney Spears and high school, whatever. And I was crazy, so I had
Aw.
like the green and the wig and all. But
Very cute.
yeah, I just think she needs to take a freaking break.
The one in the red
Relax.
bodysuit. Which one is that? The one in the
Oops.
Oops. Okay, I got to show you this girl that I know who did Oops last Halloween. I mean, pretty marvelous. But I love Britney, and I just want her to be okay, and whatever she does in her future. And if selling the house makes her feel better, if turning off the green screen makes her feel better, I'm all about it.
Did you see her boyfriend just post that picture of himself?
Not a fan. That's her husband now. Are they not married now?
Oh yeah, husband. Okay.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't like him, and he doesn't like me. Well, he
Mm,
wouldn't like me anyway.
it's pretty racy.
Yeah, I have not seen it. Speaking of not seeing it, you won't be seeing the hit show Wednesday on Netflix anymore, most likely. Rumor is the show is moving to Prime Video over Netflix failure to have any rights to the Addams Family.
Wow.
Which Wednesday, right? I found this kind of an interesting story. Now, we've talked. To me, the show is not great. I think she's an awesome Wednesday. I think she's adorable as Wednesday, and I like the character, but the show is bad. Maybe a move to Prime Video might help it. There seems to be a leniency, and I know, and I won't mention names, but like a business thing I had a tie with it, very loosely uses rights to things and says, who's coming after me? Yeah, it's one thing if you're this little business this big. When you're Netflix, somebody's going to realize you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Like who would have the rights to the Addams Family? Like it would have to be like the original show creators cast it.
Right, I assume there's a production company or a creator or something like that. I didn't read that far into it because I just wanted to get the juicy piece for the show and slam it up there. Kind of irresponsible
what?
journalism.
I don't understand. I don't understand any of the streaming platforms. It seems like they're all jumbled. They just need to be one. When Netflix started putting out Lifetime movies as their movies, I'm like, what is happening? Like, I'm thinking I'm watching a Netflix original, and then it turns out to be a Lifetime movie. That happened with the show You. You know, it was originally on Lifetime. I saw
Really?
it on Lifetime, and I'm like, what is this show? It's like amazing. It's like Dexter and dark and everything. And then it moved to Netflix. I'm like, this show was on freaking Lifetime. So I don't know how they merged and what they're doing. You gotta love Netflix for Terrifier though, because they did something right with bringing that on.
They sure
But
did.
yeah, it's very odd. I think a lot when I can't find something on Netflix or Hulu, I usually turn to Prime because I have everything. So it's like, well, I guess Prime is where you can at least buy it if you don't want to not watch it right then.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I get heat. I didn't care for the show, and I don't know. A lot of these shows don't work for me. Like Cassie is all gaga over Yellowstone, and it doesn't
Yellowstone
work
fell
for
off.
me. And now she actually now started Sex in the City, which is like, where you been?
My
but
show.
she loves it.
So good.
And she's watching this other new one now. I hate to give credit because I see her tagging it while we're on the air. Thank you, honey. Um, the cookie. What the heck is this? You have to eat one. It's a cookie burger, a fruit cake, a New England clam chowder popsicle, or looks like a banana split, but instead of ice cream, it looks like gravy and ham. What?
Oh no, I guess cookie burger.
Yeah, I'm with the cookie burger as well. It's a cookie is
Do
the
you
bun of the
remember?
hamburger.
Oh yeah. Do you remember that place in Fishtown? It was at the Piazza, and it would have the Krispy Kreme donuts as the burger bun,
Yes.
and then they
I
had
forget
the
the
adult
name.
milkshakes. God, that was
Yes.
you could not have that, Jeff. No,
No, I
no, no.
cannot. No, not right now. She's watching Graceland on Hulu. I've never
God,
heard of it.
it takes so much for me to get into a show. It really does. I was in Yellowstone. This season finale, whatever mid-season bullshit they just dropped. Oh my god. It, like I can't even keep up. I like 1883 and 1923. I think they're better than Yellowstone these days. But
Didn't one of them get canceled?
well, 1883 ended. It was only it's only like one season because it's however many years later, and then they go up the family tree.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
I don't like any of them. So she's watching Graceland on Hulu. Not the Yo Show. She's watching Graceland. Thank you. Although she's been doing a lot of promotion stuff. So.
I did watch two Christina Ricci movies yesterday, and they were both stinkers. I have to say.
Really? Oh, I love her so much.
Yeah, I could just like stare at her, but it's like
This movie stinks.
the one was called like Monstrous, and the other one was sort of John Cusack. I forget. Ah,
So it's not. Ooh, nice little drop. So it's not going to Prime. I thought I heard Prime was the landing spot, but we don't have a landing spot yet. Very interesting. Stay tuned. You never know.
did you watch that other one she was in, Christina Ricci, that Yellow Jacket? I didn't really like that either.
I didn't like that either.
That had potential. Like, oh my god, they're gonna like be like cannibals and go crazy, but
It seemed like another awful movie, like Samuel L. Jackson like kidnaps her, or hides her in a dungeon or something like that.
she's becoming like the Nicolas Cage. Like she'll just take any role.
Oh
Sorry,
man, don't dare,
Robert
don't
De Niro.
dare! Ain't nobody Nicolas Cage. He one of a kind. He's awful.
Did you ever see Mom and Dad with Nicolas Cage and Selma Blair? It is horrifying. That is probably one of the
No.
scariest movies.
Really?
Including Terrifier. That shit is up there. It's
Just because Nicolas Cage is in it, or it's actually scary?
yo. It's madness.
I mean, because this right here is easily like my all-time favorite picture on the internet. I'm gonna get it for you real quick.
Okay. I mean, people, if you've seen it, you know. That baby scene. Any baby scenes I can't deal with. Like, no. It's like I can't watch Mother. I'm not watching that because I know what happens.
I mean, this to me is easily the most terrifying picture on the internet.
Oh, Jesus.
Nicolas Cage as Superman, like that. First of all, when did Superman have hippie hair? Never.
Henry Cavill, he's not.
Second of all, he looks like he's in so much pain.
He's always in pain.
He is always in pain. Now
One of my
here,
favorite
like,
movies- I love, what's it called? Honeymoon in Vegas.
oh, that was another baby. Oh, so I never realized it. The idea was actually Tim Burton's Superman.
Tim
Can you
Burton,
imagine?
Superman.
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage. That was actually a Tim Burton movie.
No thanks.
Oh, and again, speaking of something, a rumor that we always get sick of, it's back again, Jewel. Hang steady. There is a remake finally being listed officially in production. Once again, rumors for The Crow.
No,
Why can't they leave this movie alone?
they need to.
The Crow reboot filming locations revealed. September 6, 2020. The Crow reboot starring Bill Skarsgård.
Oh,
Yeah, well, now all of a sudden it changes, doesn't it? Bill
does.
Skarsgård will film at the newly opened Penzig Studios near Munich. Interesting.
I love Bill Skarsgård. He's so creepy.
He is creepy.
Barbarian. He was just in
The
that.
whole family's creepy.
No. Alexander.
Yes.
Hello.
Even your daughters give me the look. For the people watching on YouTube, it's time for a little promo action. Joey, tell the YouTube people what to do.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications and hit that like button in the face, but don't break your screen. And make sure you turn on notifications and check out my merch.
Don't forget to check out Josephine's World, my channel.
It's been bad.
And you already got your snacks, so no need to worry.
Between her and the young lady upstairs, they're potato chip monsters.
Swear, I get those like big party stacks of Pringles. I don't eat them at all. They just go. I'm like, you.
That's me.
Oh my God.
Like, she doesn't really like Reese's Cups. I get a 4-pack of Reese's Cups, and I'll eat one a night now since my issue. I try to. But she'll like, oh, can I have one? And she'll eat one. And she doesn't really delve into chocolate, but chips? Whew,
She
forget
just
about it.
left the can in here and she had to come back and grab it. I started having, party stacks. Or I'll get like the family size of Ruffles, the cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
I don't eat them. I need chips. I eat like, I don't know. I like multigrain chips.
Ugh, Molly. Let me get you eat sun chips, don't you? You're like one of those.
Some chips are alright, but they're really not healthy for you. I like the Tostitos, but the multigrain, and then I like the thins, what are they called?
Veggie sticks? Because I love those.
No, they're disgusting.
What? Even my dogs like them. My dogs chop the shit out of them.
You have like two, and your like throat scratches from whatever plaster.
A little bit. Let's do something I missed last week. I got to do it this week because if other people watching are like, this guy sucks at doing his job, welcoming our sponsor from the Moist Collective, my good man Jim Hutton, and just some of the best beard products on the planet. www.rumoist.com. Amazing scents, amazing sheer and feel. Some of the greatest beard products out there in the market right now, the Moist Collective. Buy now. Get 20% off for using the code YOSHOW20. That's right. Go to www.rumoist.com. Pick out some great beard products. Use the code YOSHOW20 right now and get 20% off of your order. I happen to be holding the amazing beer butter, known as the Modern Man. Terrific, sensual. I have it in my beard right now. Nice and uniform and chic. Thank you to the guys at Moist Collective. Get it now, folks. You beard fans out there, remember, 20% off www.rumoist.com, the Moist Collective, who may be visiting us at Wing Bowl. Certainly hope so. They're trying to get on the sponsorship team and hopefully have Jim come out and hang out with us that evening. Very excited for that. Jewel, here's a story that you gave me, and the thought of it almost made me vomit. I almost didn't even share the story because I was going to get sick. A man suffered multiple organ failures when he tried mainlining hallucinogenic shrooms. The mushrooms fed into his bloodstream and began to grow, causing lethargic feeling, diarrhea, vomiting. Jewel, the man actually had mushroom growing out of his organs and in his bloodstream. Disgusting.
What the hell?
Dude, you sent me that story, and I'm reading. I'm like, that's not that bad. Also, I'm like, what? I'm reading deeper. Like, that is horrible.
And I bring this up because I watch a lot of YouTube and the ads and everything. Everyone's like, mushrooms. Like, mushrooms are being fed. My sister just went to a doctor recently, and she's like, the doctor would not shut up about mushrooms, like taking mushrooms and everything. These are hallucinogenic mushrooms, so they're different. But they are being like shoved in our face all of a sudden. as being like super healthy, but I'm afraid people are gonna just think any mushrooms are healthy. This is terrifying. I never want to eat mushrooms again.
Right? I'm definitely scared of mushrooms
I like
at this point.
mushrooms. God,
So do
chicken
I.
marsala, mushrooms on pizza. Come on now. No, I'm. I have mushrooms in the fridge. I'm gonna throw them in the trash. God
I love them
no.
too. Like I'm right now. I'm like I could feel them in my bloodstream. Um, Courtney Love had some good things to say for a change. With new music coming out from Courtney very soon, she went on to do some interviews and it praised her two absolute favorite musical genius, as of course late Kurt Cobain, and somebody who's a very good friend of hers, actually claimed to be great friends, Lana Del Rey, who of course is your idol, one of your absolute favorites. Very cool. She said in a recent interview to promote her new album, a little surprised by this friendship. Doesn't that surprise you a little bit? Courtney seems so raw, and Lana seems so like there, like with it.
Right. So they did not have a good start because Lana would always talk about Kurt being one of her influences, and then she would do covers, like live covers, and Courtney just wanted nothing to do with her. She's like, don't play his music, blah, blah, blah. Like they went to war kind of, and Lana, made her peace with her. And then a tour I went to, and I'm so upset because she didn't open for her, but Courtney Love actually opened for half of Lana's, I think it was like 2019, her tour. So yeah, they became really good friends. And I just think in Kurt's presence for so long, and then seeing Lana on tour made her appreciate the kind of artist she is and the work that she does because Lana's an amazing songwriter, and people are just like getting hip to that fact. Like Bruce Springsteen said so, and she's just getting like the kudos she deserves. So good, Lana, and yeah, Courtney. I mean, they did not start off good though, so they did go back and forth. But
I could picture having anybody in Courtney Love, just very bizarre. And some of the whole stuff was good, but she's kind of weird for me. But
who, Courtney?
yeah, Courtney, yeah, very
Of
weird.
course she is. Her job.
And I'm not turned on. Usually guys are turned on by nut jobs. It doesn't work for me. Not at all.
She was also like uh, trying to clear her name, so to speak. I mean, have you seen documentaries? Like,
Yes.
there's some
She,
crazy.
she kind of mocked the conspiracy theories that she's involved in Kurt's death. Uh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Um,
I don't think she'd be anywhere without his name.
right.
Like, do I think conspiracy theory? Do I think a certain former Beatle was murdered by a random man? Do I think Yoko Ono had nothing to do with it?
Yoko's crazy. Courtney's
Yeah.
crazy.
Do I think Yoko Ono was nobody until after? Not that she's big, but
God, I know you're not a fan, but if you ever watch that Get Back, that special Beatles, because she's in just clinging to him and she's so annoying. And
she
then she's
is.
like singing, like they're trying to
Oh,
make an album, man. Like they're in studio time. You know how expensive a studio is? I mean, it's the
yeah.
Beatles, so whatever. They just have like drugs and food coming to them. And then Yoko's just sitting there doing her whining. I was just like, oh my God. And like he's trying to sing and bullshit with Paul, and she's like hanging on to his shirt and just leaning on. It's so annoying. But,
Conspiracy. We should start our own conspiracy theories.
right?
Ah, baby. Again, a massive thanks to tonight's guest, Victoria Fire, and I'm stoked for them. Find Victoria Fire on Instagram at Victoria Fire Band, Facebook at Victoria Fire, YouTube, you see their videos. You can find it on Apple Music and Spotify, Victoria Fire. You got music out there, now that great song Fire we played earlier. New music is coming soon, hopefully early February, www.victoriafireband.com. We were thrilled to be joined by Caitlin, Andy, Corey, and Dean tonight. Just a great time, great chat, and more great stuff from the Yo Show Drill. 2023 is on fire. Of course, we come back next week with another great program where we are joined by, I got to check it out again, got to get to the scroll, our special guest next week, Singer Andy Ross. Sorry about that. So that's next week. But great show. It's a lot of great stuff lining up. Some appearances. I also have a local brewery that's down for an appearance. The only problem is the only night they're free is Wednesday because Tuesday they're closed. But we'll work things out. We'll get out there and see some people. Of course, doing more great shows here. We're booked up until like late February. I already got some people that we're speaking with for March and April. And just keep the great times rolling because you need us in your life. We need us in our life. And we need to be in your life. Me and Jewel, Tuesday nights here, 8 p.m. as always on the Yo Show. Tonight, Jewel, I got to tell you, it started tough. A lot of tough stories, but we, as always, managed to get through it and get the positive spin on it and had a great guest and continued great work. So I thank you for that as always. I know you're getting a little spoiled for these special intros where, I'm going to be 5 minutes late and I got to give all these great...
Maybe one more time this month that is going to happen later this month. I'm sorry. But
No, not a problem at all. The fact that, like I said, you're more than kind to just reach out to him. You're a little behind. And like I said, life happens. I know things go on. It's our motto here. Life happens. We're a part of it every day. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. So we just appreciate people that keep coming to us. They say whether they watch us live, whether they watch us recorded. Like some nights we leave the show with like 400 views. Next day we wake up to like 500 and then 700 and then 900. It's just great. I love it.
you all
Y'all.
like and subscribe while you're there.
Right. Like and subscribe, get your notifications, except for Nancy Greco, who still claims she's not getting her notifications. Sorry, Nancy. I sent her the link tonight, like, here's the show. She got watched. Lord knows I didn't get a notification. And the people, like 112 people, like looked at the story. I made it today. If you're looking at the story, who the heck is that? Some crazy kid. Watch the show if you're gonna look at the story, you creeps. Yeah, I love you, so I really do.
Yeah, I try not to like look at stories.
I look at ours. I like ours. I look at some people's, but
Yeah, I've been I don't know, Facebook hiatus this weekend, but sometimes you just need it.
yeah,
Need a break.
we're back now on like full board. All our shows are back going live, but they're still playing as events. And somebody says, "Oh yeah, you have to invite everyone you know to your event so they watch." Like I'm not going through all that. No, I probably will. Who the hell am I kidding? I'll go through all that. If I actually typed out the name of all 200 guests we had on the show for our 200th, to scroll at the bottom, I can invite people to come to the program.
I think you can select all though. Just one
Oh,
person.
bro, perfect. And I'll definitely be doing that.
Yeah. The party.
stuff.
You should join.
If it's now an event, we are an event. Some people say you
We
start
are
charging.
electric. Yes.
We are electric. And don't forget, I'm going to put this up here one more time. It doesn't have to be Tuesday. It doesn't have to be Wednesday. Or it could be earlier in the day on Tuesday and Wednesday. But we want your show. The Stoop Radio Network is trying to expand its network of programs. We want your show. Are you good at something? Funny? Fun at something? Have some great content? Send it our way. Let's check it out. Let's make a show for you. Let's get you on the radio network. You could share the airways with me and Jewel and the Yo Show and all our great guests. And heck, maybe we could even cross guests and send them your way and have you guys do your thing. I have somebody who is speaking with me and doing a program. It's supposed to be one part true crime, one part smut. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be funny as shit whenever it takes place.
I'm down
got
for
a
true crime, down for art, video games.
Yeah, video games. We love a
Pop
video
culture.
game person.
Talk smack, hot
A lot of
topics.
dudes are like, oh, I want to do sports. Well, let's go, man. We're here. We're ready. And people said it says network, but we're the shows. You're the shows. Come bring them, man. Be funny. Be stupid. Just don't be political. We will not have that on here. Guaranteed.
Tarot. Get some
Tarot is good. Maybe I'll talk to Courtney again about doing a program or somebody else you know in the world of tarot.
Yeah.
Emily Cipriano, man, do a pole dance show from the Academy every week. Let's watch some
Sky's the
pole
limit.
dance. What's that?
Sky's the limit.
The sky is definitely the limit on that one. But yeah, man, if you got something, bring it. If you know somebody who's got something, bring it. If you already have a show and you're looking for a little more exposure, Let's check it out. Bring it. Let's expand together. Let's get our audience with your audience and vice versa, and make the mushroom cloud
Get
grow.
your friends to get with my friends. Maybe
Your
with
friends
your
get my friends.
Do this
We
every
actually have
weekend.
a former guest who actually had some monster performances on our program talking about having their own show. So you just never know what's going to pop up here on the Yo Show. I do know what is going to pop up right now. There's going to be the video for St. Ricketts, What Fire Cannot Burn, www.stricketts.com, as we're approaching the 10 o'clock hour, time to go home. Massive thanks once again to Victoria Fire and the lovely group Caitlin, Andy, Corey, and Dean. Massive thanks to, of course, Joey for being the spokesmodel extraordinaire, telling those people what to do on YouTube. Like and subscribe, smash that button in the face, but don't break your screen. Don't do it. She comes to us with Lollipop. From chips to Lollipop. We even have that. How about the Joey Food Critic Show? Joey grades snacks. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Pizza.
People love that silly stuff. Joey will rate her snacks. I love it.
Yeah, you can have like a unboxing. Different snacks.
I can unbox
Japanese snacks. Got a lot of those.
Whatever it takes.
Robin from Christmas.
We're going to bring it home right now with St. Ricketts. Make sure I got the volume raised. No, I don't. I do have the video back to the beginning. We will see you next Tuesday night here on the Yo Show. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, Joe Tatey.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Joey. Bye. I'm going to catch Joey singing again tonight and put her back on the air.
Was it truly blessed if the taste of it poisoned deeper than you know? Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of low? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray.
Stop the music. Where were you all night? Brittany Beddoes, my future mayhem co-host of our brand new show. She waited all night, came in at the end. I still love you there. Thanks for chiming in at 9:59 p.m. Back to St. Ricketts. I'll talk to you later.
Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring salt into the wound, willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot, searching for something, destined for nothing, losing composure over and over. Early bliss is the taste of it, poison deeper than you know. Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of